Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time.
And that last run was terrible. In fact, I feel like the last 2 or 3 have been pretty poor. I'd like to try Paladin again, but no, I think it's time for Druid. Let's see what I get. Swarmer, actually pretty good for a Druid. You know what? I think I'm going to take the Swarmer. Am I? I mean, I have to. It's kind of like, for a Druid, it's more like Inspire, which is not that bad. We have 3/5 for 3. Mire Keeper is pretty strong, because you can do the acceleration, or you get 5/5 worth of stats for 4. Even kind of like second-rate Bruiser, but how much it is? It does count as a beast. No, I better take the Mire Keeper actually, because the potential for ramp is pretty good. Another rare right away. Bite's okay, but let's take the Volcanosaur. Even though he's not necessarily the ultimate minion for the cost, he's got some potential. Let's take an Innervate. Innervate's pretty winnerific. It's really good to have a Savage Roar, although Druid Claw is incredibly solid and effective. Verdant Longneck, not so much. I think I'm going to take the Druid of the Claw. I should probably have taken a Roar, but whatever. Vital Illusionist, that's pretty good for a class that has built-in attack ability. I'm going to have 2 other minions to make the run work. I don't think I can tailor my deck for that well. I mean, if you can, then it's pretty cool. But I think I'm going to Power of the Wild. It's more flexible. Elder Longneck is pretty cool. Am I going to have that much? Even though it's just 5/1 adapt, like it's so bad if I don't have a 5 attack minion. Right now I've got 1. No, I'm not going to be able to make that work that well. Let's go with the Gastropod, because whenever my opponents play them, they tend to be very annoying. Shell Shifter is very good though. We'll go Shell Shifter. It's flexible in a good way. These are both not my favorite like expensive minions. I'd much rather have like a Mammoth than this guy, I think. Maybe that's wrong. The 10/10 is actually still not that bad. Mark of the Wilds is a minion buff. I don't really have a lot of minion buffs. So it could definitely be valid, and it's useful a lot earlier in the game than those guys. No, you know what? Let's take the 10/10. You don't know how much big stuff we're going to get, although here's some big stuff. If I could take him and try and go for the Elemental Synergy. I've got none so far. He's like, that's a really good ability if you can rig it. Or I could take the Primal, you know, I don't like his, I take the stupid Primalist, but if you get a spell that doesn't target, it's pretty good, but you get really, a lot of spells have targets, and you're going to get screwed with it. So it's really, I do not like him. But I think that the Elemental guy, as awesome as he is, with no Elementals yet, can't really count on much. I don't know. Let's take Shield Master. He's fine. Psychotron a few times lately. He's just not as good in a climate that doesn't have mech stuff. I think I'm actually going to go Kooky Chemist. That ability is very flexible. You have an Ultrasaur, like you get Innervate or Innervate Bait, basically. Ultrasaur is just flat out better than Faceless Behemoth. He is excellent. That's probably what I have it in my head that Faceless Behemoth not so great. That's part of why, because he's so much better. And Innervates can really win you games, but you know, Ultrasaurs can also win you games. I'm gonna take the Innervate and hope I can get other big minions. Choose a friendly beast and summon a copy. Well, I really wish I had the Ultrasaur now. That'd be another Ultrasaur. We're gonna take this anyway, because if he copies anything, it's good value. Oh, hey, look, it's a large beast. Look, it's a small, crappy beast. So, I do need to have more targets for the Warden, potentially. Although the Druids are going to count as beasts, too. I really don't like this guy. I don't. But I'm not going to have a weapon. And Psychotron hasn't been impressing me that much lately. I'm going to take Psychotron anyway. Screw it. I don't like that hatchling. I could have 2 Blaze Callers. This guy's really messed up. If you have a minion in your hand with 5 or more attack, you get to summon it for free, But he's only a 5/3 for 7. It's just not worth it. I'm going to take the Blaze Collar. Forbidden Ancient is very flexible, and there's something to be said for that. But I'm going to take the Blaze Collar, even though I didn't take the previous one, which makes it dumber. Okay, I'm starting to have more guys that would actually qualify. I'm starting to, like, it only takes 5 attack, and I've got a decent amount of them. I'm starting to think maybe the long neck, especially since this guy is crap, and this guy is pretty situational. I don't think my deck's going to be set up for it. So let's take the long neck. Even though he's going to come out and be a 5/1 and die horribly. Let's take this. The Hosen Healer, I should almost consider the Hosen Healer longer, because I've got some big fat guys, and healing a big fat guy with him actually makes him pretty good. Nourish versus Lotus Agents. That is tough. You get a 5/3 and a card with really good card quality, or you can just get 3 cards with the possibility to instead ramp up your mana a lot. God damn, that's a tough choice. I'm going to take the Lotus Agents because he counts for the... I don't know. I got to use some logic, and it counts for that long neck, even though that's silly logic. Living mana is actually pretty powerful. I've seen it used, and it can be ridiculous if you go from like a small board of stuff to, oh, by the way, full board of like 2/2s, and then you like roar or something, and it's like, it's bad. But I'm going to take Lunar Visions, because I think that's going to be pretty good. That's drawing 2 cards and potentially making them cheaper. I get my Nourish after all, unless I want Sun Fury Protector, but I'm going to take the Nourish. Protector would be pretty good. So you have a lot of good-sized beasts, and she would further... But I don't really have that whole strategy. It's not like my deck is full of long necks and stuff. That's one thing. I shouldn't care about that. But I have a lot of beasts, and it's very powerful if I have a big beast out and copy it. He's not a beast. I have a decent number of beasts. Okay, it's not a ridiculous number of them. Okay. And the Phoenix will trigger... Actually, Phoenix can trigger my Elemental guy, plus I really want... out of this row... Looking at nothing else, I think the Fireproof Phoenix is stronger just kind of on its own as an arena card. So I'm good with that. What this guy? My deck's really expensive. I don't think the Runic Egg helps enough, so I'm going to take the Farseer. I have 2 Innervates. I might be able to do crazy stuff, but... Oh, heard my complaint. My deck's too expensive, so it gave me a bunch of crap cheap stuff. I guess Corsair. I don't have anything to give taunt to the statue. If my opponent has a weapon, that'll do something. I don't have any secrets, so the other one's not going to do anything. If you control a minion with 5 or more attack, gain +2/+2. So then that's a win more card, but it's still a 3/3 for 3, and I don't have that much. As much as the Starfall would be nice, I think I need more stuff in that price range. Oh, the Threshodon's really good, but I gotta live that long, right? Like, if I copy the Threshodon, it's amazing, but I don't have that many cheap things. I'm thinking I should probably take the Raider, but I'm gonna take the Threshodon anyway. Whatever. If we live long enough, it'll be awesome. Another long neck. I've got a lot of potential for him. Shell Shifter is the cheapest out of these guys, plus it can turn into a 3/5 taunt beast, so we're going to do that. And last card. I have so few elemental things. So few. Like, the chances of this working are slim. He does improve the chances of the Blaze Collar working. Right now, the Blaze Collar is just a 6/6 nothing for 7. Evolving Spores, it turns out, is actually pretty strong. You choose one and it affects all your guys. Jade Idol, worthless, because I'd have no other Jade. That's not a good strategy. But... take the Servant. I gotta look at my deck here. Because I don't have enough... I'm gonna have too few minions. I don't think I'm gonna have enough minions to really support this. Although, even if I have 2 guys, if they're mid to decent size, that could be pretty powerful. Man. Doubting could be strong. The elemental thing is probably not going to work, but at least he's another minion. I think I'm going to take the Servant Combo. Probably the wrong thing, but I don't want to take more minion buffs when I'm going to have a hard time getting minions. I'm going to get hand clogged all the time. I'm going to have a really hard time getting enough minions for the start of the game, because I only have about 8 things that cost 3 or less, and some of them not that super effective early game. I don't know. I don't know. I've got the fatness. If the game goes longer and I'm not rushed a lot early on, if it goes longer but I'm at half health, it's kind of a crapshoot. If it goes longer and I'm doing okay. See, I'm going to pitch the server. Oh, this is a combo, though. My deck is so slow. This is about as fast as I'm going to get anyway. This is good removal there, and it sets me up for that. You know what? I'm just going to keep this hand. I don't think it's going to get better. This is a waste early game. This guy, kind of an idiot. Opponent can't coin out a weapon. I'm wondering almost if I should save it until she makes her weapon, but it's so pointless. Move 1 durability from her crappy, like, no-card weapon. It's kind of sad. Maybe let's just save him, though. I'm just going to say, what am I going to gain from playing a 1-2 right now? Probably not much. I don't want to coin this out. It's very important that I don't coin it out, because I need to go boom, boom. Turn 4, turn 5. That would mess everything up. Now, if I coin this guy out, then he could give me an extra mana crystal, which could help out, because my deck is full of fatness. You know what? Against that, I'm now going to play this idiot. I've got good choices to coin out next turn between these two. One of those will be good. Turn 4, turn 5. And this guy can fight with that. My opponent wastes effort killing him? Or, okay. That will protect his guy pretty well. That's actually kind of annoying, but okay. You know what? That thing can't kill this very effectively. You didn't want to attack. Oh, interesting. Something you just play a select. No, I think I'm gonna coin this guy out for the mana. Then my turn 4, turn 5 isn't actually that exciting. You know what? I should just my plays are gonna be fine, even though I'm not gonna be that mana ahead. I think I should just coin him out for the stuff. No, he's not gonna fight that well. That you know what? I'm not gonna use him. I'm just gonna coin him out. I could have played her, and she'd probably trade with the 3-1, but yeah, whatever. I'm behind the taunt wall, so I'll do that, because then next turn he can kill him. And also, if I wear down my 1-2 to a 1-1, chances of me seriously regretting it are seriously low. So you're going to trade all your stuff for that? Do you do anything with the 2 mana? You do. Okay. That's fine, because that goes perfectly with my plan of killing it. The long neck would not be a good play right now anyway, because I don't have any 5-cost guys in my hand. Now I've played an elemental, so next turn we're playing him pretty much no matter what, because it's going to discover an elemental, and being a 4-5 is going to be okay. If I won't have something crazy. Yeah, I've got no weapons for you to destroy. You had a lot of oozes. That's 2 oozes in a row. What the hell? Is this like that much of a weapon meta and I'm just not aware of it? I don't know. Do we want another Fire Plume Phoenix to trigger the other thing? I think probably we want to take... Well, I think normally the logic is we want to take the biggest thing we can. The question is that him or him? Because you could argue either way. That he has no drawback and does just as much damage, but he costs more. This has definitely a drawback. I actually have a guy for this already, so I can just do that anyway. This is so much more flexible. Damn, that's like hard. That's hard. We're going to take the Storm Watcher, although it would make it hard to trigger if I get the other guy, but I'm not as worried about that. Do I just go for board control by killing that? I think, well, I'm ahead on health, and I have a lot of fatness. I'm going to do the damage. By the way, almost always the wrong choice. I'm assuming the rogue is less likely to buff her minions. That guy doesn't have any special powers of note. I'm assuming he's just going to kill my 3/3. That's kind of annoying. That guy much more likely to get picked than normal now that elementals do stuff. Like, I would definitely see picking him in this climate. Wow, that works out amazingly. So we're going to Elder Longneck, who gets to adapt, because I have a guy in my hand. Those are not the adaptations I wanted. Yep, nope, that's terrible. A bubble would have been amazing. Or plus 3 hit points, which is guaranteed default with this guy. But nope, I guess we're going to take Death Rattle Summon Plants. Making him an 8-1 doesn't make any difference. And then she comes out, and she's a 5-5. Do I want to do that? I think so, because it's not guaranteed the rest of the time. Even though this would possibly be better, but yeah, whatever. Another 5-5. You're probably just going to kill her. And knowing I was going to do that, I guess maybe I could have gone for the plus 3 attack on it, but yeah. It's just not the evolutions I wanted. Okay, that's annoying. But at least my adapt meant I was going to get something out of him. Lotus Agents. Ow. That's not good. My opponent could get crazy good stuff out of that. So that coming. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. I don't have a good way to take him out. Like, I don't really want to trade him. That's expensive. I could play him and some other stuff. It's not great. I could play her and Kung Fu, but that's still only 2 damage with the 1-1. I could play this guy for mana, or just probably to get that more stuff. Or, because I've got the Whirlwind attack, I could just use the 4-5 to kill her guy and play him. Hope my opponent doesn't have an Assassinate. I think we're going to do that. To battle, anytime now. Like pure. What the hell? Seriously. Time waits for everyone when my computer is being a piece of crap. For no reason! How can the requirements for Hearthstone affect anything? Even with the camera and the streaming software, etc. That's unfortunate. I don't like the look of that. So that's going to get to take out my guy, and it sucks. But we do our best. We're going to kill this. Anytime now. Oh my god. What the hell? Give me that. Then I think I'm going to play the Slug. Because that technically might save my guy. That's like Poison Wars. Then I'm also going to play this and get the maximum amount of minion out of it, because it's a little bit late to be worrying about the mana crystal. And we know that you don't actually gain, it doesn't generate the excess mana effect. Even though Hearthstone is incredibly unclear about which cards do that. Like, the ones that give you excess mana, if you go over your mana crystals, really need to print it on the card. Because most things now don't do that, the way Wild Growth does. Aw, damn it. Fine. I didn't really expect it to live. The fact that it actually doesn't die from that is kind of bonus. But bigger stuff coming down the pipe. I'd like the Lunar Visions, but I got a handful of things to play, so. So I could Kung Fu that, hit my opponent for 2, and play the Threshodon. Or I could just play the Mammoth. You know what? I'm not under threat particularly. Let's Kung Fu that. Opponent's health is kind of low. The Threshodon's 3/1/1s when it dies. Actually still pretty solid. Okay, that's annoying. Really? Okay, so you're using that to stop him from killing you, which is fine. I felt like I was going to be bothered by that much more than I was, really. Let's see. Opponent has 9 health. Hello. See how many assassinates you've got. Because your legendary came out, looked scary, and then didn't do much. I have just a handful of fat, and when I run out of fat, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to spam out minions anyway. Like, you need to taunt or assassinate. You know, you only need a little bit more damage to kill this guy. That you're surrendering now. That's what this lag is. Yeah. Okay. It's good to be fat in the arena. I had some combos work out. I don't think they were actually super critical, the ones that in this situation. Like they were I got the 2-3 mana combo guys, but they were both like a late game combo basically. Still, this deck has some potential. I could get lucky and innovate. Like I'm concerned that I'm going to get stuck because I have no early game to speak of. My early game is 1 Power of the Wild, 1 Stubborn Gastropod, and a bunch of sort of like 3/3 for 3 stuff, and not even that much. So, I could easily get stomped in the early game, or just take so much damage that it's hard for me to recover. If I'm on the back foot the whole game, I will probably lose, even though I can probably keep playing fairly large cards. But if my opponents are at all slow, this deck has a lot of potential to just come back and hit you with big stuff later on, and there's always the chance I get lucky and innervate out a win. So we'll see if I can do that next time.
If you like this, please click the eponymous button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.